Today I'm in Point Place, which is North Toledo. It's technically, part of it is what's known as Washington Township, and another part of it is Toledo City. But anyway, this is an empty plaza that I found here, so you first get into Point Place off of Summit Street. It's an older building, but I remember being out here a year or so ago, and there was a grocery store in here, and there was a couple of these other businesses had not closed, but now there's only one left. So here's a license bureau that's closed. It's been moved, consolidated in with another office. There's a martial arts academy. They didn't even bother to take their sign down, but it's closed. The only business that is open in this plaza is this Kerr's for Women, but it's closed right now. And here's a laundromat that's for rent, and they've left their equipment actually in the building. It's kind of surprising, but it's for rent, it's closed. And then the major part of the building used to be a deli, like small grocery store, Polish grocery store, and it's closed and out of business. So this plaza is pretty much dead. And I'm going to drive through the rest of the point and see what we have here. This is a pretty nice community. It's mostly middle class and blue collar. Probably been gutted economically. I think a lot of these people worked at like auto factories and that type of thing, which has just been, as I said, gutted in Toledo. Let's go a block up the road and you see another business that's closed. This is an Italian wholesale and retail market, Italian market and pizza place that's closed. And then next to it was a Mexican restaurant that's out of business. And then here's a small bar that looks like it's doing okay. This is one of the nicer communities in Toledo. It's pretty long established. I don't think they have a lot of crime out here. There's a place over there, it used to be like a used car lot and boat place. It says reduced on the sign. There is somebody working in there. Right here's another, can't go more than a block without finding anything. Here's Big Lots that went out of business. So here's more of our green shoots that we've talked about in some of the more recent videos. Asphalt jungle. There's several jobs at this store that have vanished. You know, they used to always talk about it was always manufacturing jobs that got gutted, and those people were getting knocked out of work. Now it's spread into the retail in the last year or so. Here's another one of those C.B. Richard Ellis, Reichel Klein signs. Out here in the point, it looks like a lot of them have this reduced red stripe on them. And this area is just filled with a lot of small businesses, and there's a men's shop over there, a couple car repair places, a few banks. It's 93 degrees today. You can see that sign there. This little patch right here looks okay. Don't see too much. This ice cream store is for sale, although it's still open. And here's a for lease sign there next to the Dollar General. But this pocket right here actually looks like it's holding up very well. This plaza here has got a few empty. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in it and 3 empty. And this here used to be an In-N-Out Mart. I remember it because the last time I was out here, I remember it being an In-N-Out Mart, so it's been closed and out of business. More green shoots. Sidewalks deteriorated. People aren't really taking care of their lawns like they used to. Yeah, there's that plaza over there, another look at it. So you've got, like I said, 5 full and 3 empty. It's about 38% empty. Another little patch here that looks okay. McDonald's is still open. Here's a video store. It has a couple empty spaces, so this is a point I can make. A lot of these video stores, they put, when they built them, this is a local owned chain, I believe, is Family Video. Most of them in Toledo have already closed. But what they did when they built these is they put these extra spots in them, assuming that if they built a video store, people would come and could have some offshoot business as a result from it. There's one car in the parking lot here. I'm assuming it's somebody that works here. Now that there's a Stevie Richard Ellis sign here. Now that the Netflix and Redbox have basically taken all the business from these little video stores, this real estate no longer has a lot of use, especially in a community like Point Place. I'm assuming most people probably have credit cards, and so they can use things like Netflix and Redbox, and they can get a video for $1 instead of $3 or $4 or $5 at a place like that. And if a place like that has to come down to $1 a video, I just don't really think they can maintain a business that way. We've got gasoline at regular unleaded at $2.48, so it's come down a little bit recently. I've seen it as high as $2.65 today on the road, but $2.48, that's a lot less than it has been recently. So a lot of the recreational boat use that used to be common out in this type of a neighborhood in the working middle class, a lot of these people in the last few years have been knocked out of the boat business. You just can't afford the cost of running a boat relative to when gas was under $1. There's another plaza up here about a half a mile up the road. Take a look at it from the video. But here's a good look at the area. You can see it's a beautiful area, big marina over there, a lot of homes like on the river. It's a good place to live if you do own a boat. You can afford to use it. There's an empty lot there that's for sale. Oh wow, this place here used to be like a boat sales place. I believe they used to sell boats and like boating equipment, and it's closed. This is a pretty big piece of real estate here. You can see they used to keep a lot of boats and things parked out there, and I can't read the sign where it used to be, what it said, but you can see it used to be a pretty large place here. So here's another big piece of real estate in Point Place that's sunk. There's another reduced sign for Stevie Richard Ellis. There's an empty lot over there across the street that's for sale. They've obviously waited too long to sell these things. The time to sell that stuff was a few years ago now. There's an investment property for sale. There's that plaza I was speaking about. It looks like it's mostly full, but the Kroger store that used to be in here is closed. This building here doesn't even look like it was really serviceable. The roof is like missing, so we won't really consider that as being empty. It's just probably should be torn down. There's a cigarette hut that's still open, and there's another boating equipment place that's still in business. There's a small diner that's still open, but the place that's next to it says for rent, so I'm assuming that was two restaurants back next to each other. And there's a daycare center that looks like it's still open. And then this part of the plaza down here is dead. Place Jackpot. Then there's a hair, nails, and tanning salon that's out of business. There's Point Place Drugs that's closed and out of business. And here's a Kroger store that closed, a big grocery store that's closed. Distance. You can see there's the Kroger sign there. So the train wreck is spread to Point Place as well.